My child, before you scroll away, before the noise of this world pulls your attention somewhere else, pause here for a moment. This message did not reach you by accident. I have brought you here because there is something heavy on your heart, a burden you have been carrying in silence, and it is time for you to lay it down. I saw them walk away from you. I was there in the exact moment your heart shattered. I watched as the door closed, and I heard the silent cries that escaped your lips when you thought no one else was listening. You felt abandoned, discarded, and left behind by the very people you thought would stay forever. You gave them your trust, your loyalty, your love, your time, and in return you felt like you were handed emptiness. You wondered why I did not stop them. You prayed for them to stay, begging me to fix what was breaking. You questioned your own worth, staring into the mirror and asking yourself if you were not good enough, if you had done something wrong to deserve such sudden rejection. But listen to me carefully right now. Their departure was not a reflection of your value. It was a reflection of my divine protection. I saw what they were doing when you were not looking. I heard the conversations you were not meant to hear. I knew the true intentions of their hearts, and I saw clearly that they were entirely incapable of carrying you into the future I have prepared for you. They were an anchor pulling you down, not a wing lifting you higher. I had to let them walk away, because if they had stayed, they would have drained your spirit and delayed the destiny I have written for your life. The pain you feel right now is deeply real, and I am not ignoring it. I am sitting with you in your grief, collecting every tear you shed. But I need you to know that this ending is actually a spectacular beginning. What you call a painful rejection, heaven calls a divine redirection. You are mourning a bitter loss, but I am preparing a profound rescue. You are staring at a closed door, but I am standing right beside you, holding the keys to a reward you haven't even seen yet. Do not let the enemy convince you that you are unlovable or forgotten. The enemy wants to use their exit to make you bitter, to build walls around your heart, and to make you doubt my goodness. But I am telling you today, what was removed from your life is simply making room for your divine reward. Stay with me, my child. Listen closely to the end, because what I am about to reveal to you will completely change the way you see this entire season of your life. I know how much it hurt when the heavy silence settled into your life. You sat alone in your room, replaying the memories in your mind, wondering how people who promised to stay could walk away so easily. You felt the sharp sting of betrayal, the deep ache of loneliness, and the exhausting weight of feeling entirely misunderstood. In those quiet, devastating moments, you cried out to me. You asked me why I allowed this heartbreak to touch your life, and in your darkest thoughts, you wondered if you were being punished. My beloved child, hear my voice right now. You were never being punished. The pain you experienced was not a penalty. It was a profound act of preservation and protection. I saw the subtle ways they were diminishing your light. I saw how you constantly had to shrink yourself, silencing your own voice just to fit into their expectations. I saw how your spirit was being quietly drained, how your joy was slowly fading, and how you were settling for a love and loyalty that was only a fraction of what I have designed for you. You thought you were losing something precious, but I was actually breaking a cycle of dependency that would have kept you stagnant. I had to remove them from your path, because the blessing I am about to pour out on you is simply too large for their small faith. The places I am taking you require a strength, a focus, and an anointing that they simply could not comprehend. If I had allowed them to stay, their presence would have become a stumbling block to your spiritual breakthrough. Do not believe the lies of the enemy when he whispers in the dark that you are unworthy of true love, or that you will always be abandoned. The enemy wants you entirely distracted by grief so that you will miss the doors that are opening right in front of you. He wants you to stay chained to the past, mourning a relationship that was actually a spiritual cage. But I am declaring absolute freedom over your heart today. The silence you feel right now is not my absence. It is the sacred, quiet space I am using to rebuild your foundation. Every tear you cried watered the soil of your future. The isolation you are walking through right now is a divine refinement. I am drawing you into the wilderness so that you can finally hear my voice without the interference of those who never truly valued you. Stay strong, hold on to my promises, for the reward I am preparing behind the scenes is far greater than anything you have lost. You might feel as though you are wandering through a barren desert right now, looking around at the empty spaces they left behind and wondering if this pain is all there is. But I want you to look closer at this wilderness, my child. This is not a wasteland. This is your holy training ground. While you were weeping over the loss of what used to be, I was quietly dismantling the strongholds the enemy had built around your mind. The enemy tried to use their sudden departure to completely break your spirit, to make you bitter, cynical, and closed off from my love. But instead of letting hatred take root, you chose to hold on to grace. I watched you choose forgiveness when anger would have been so much easier to embrace. I saw you release them into my hands, even while your own heart was actively breaking. That, my beloved, is what heaven calls a true victory. You didn't just survive a devastating heartbreak. You passed a crucial, unseen spiritual test. You proved that your foundation is built firmly on me, not on the fragile promises, conditional love, or approval of people. You learned to stand on the solid rock when the sand beneath your feet was rapidly washing away. You thought your story was ending with their exit, but I was simply turning the page to your greatest chapter yet. Listen to me. When they walked away, they did not take your destiny with them. Your purpose is not tied to any person, any relationship, or any earthly situation. Your calling is anchored directly to my throne. I am doing a spectacular new thing inside of you. The massive empty space they left behind in your life is exactly the space I needed to pour out my unmerited favor, deep peace, and boundless blessings upon you. If your hands were still desperately clutching the past, you would not be able to hold the magnificent future I am bringing you. I had to empty your hands. I had to clear the stage. The people who were only meant for your history could not be allowed to step into your destiny. Prepare your heart, because the divine reward I am about to send you will make you entirely forget the pain of yesterday. Stay close to me, because the shift in your life is happening right now. You must understand that you are currently walking through a profound spiritual battlefield, my child. The enemy sees the glorious future I have planned for you, and he is terrified of the person you are becoming. Because he cannot stop my hand, he is trying to distract your mind, as the enemy wants you distracted from your true purpose. He will try to make you focus entirely on the people who walked away, replaying the rejection in your head until you feel paralyzed by grief and fear attacks. He wants you to believe that your best days walked out the door with them, planting lies and doubt in your spirit. But I command you today, do not believe the lies, and know that fear is not your future. I am asking you to intentionally shift your gaze. Stop looking backward at the closed doors and start looking forward at the horizon, because a new season is beginning. The people who left were only meant to be a chapter in your story, not the entire book. You have spent enough time crying over a foundation that was never meant to hold the weight of your destiny. Now I am pouring a new foundation. The waiting season you are in right now is not a season of punishment or delay. The waiting was preparation. I am equipping your spirit, toughening your resolve, and expanding your capacity to receive the massive blessing that is already on its way. What the enemy meant for your absolute destruction I am actively turning into your greatest advantage. Jesus says, "What was stolen will be restored to you in ways you cannot yet imagine." I do not just replace what was lost, I multiply it. Where you experienced deep rejection, I am bringing profound acceptance. Where you felt invisible and unvalued, I am sending people who will fiercely protect and honor the calling on your life. The divine reward I am sending you is not just a thing. It is a complete restoration of your peace, your joy, and your spiritual identity. My child, I want you to listen to my voice right now. Above the loud noise of your insecurities and the lingering echoes of your past. When they walked away, they left you with a fractured sense of self. You looked at the pieces of your broken heart, the shattered expectations, and you thought you were permanently damaged. You believed the lie that because someone else could not see your worth had somehow diminished. But I do not see a broken, unusable vessel. I see a breathtaking masterpiece in the making. I am the master potter, and I am putting the pieces back together, binding them with my unshakable grace. You must deeply understand this truth. You are not the sum of the people who rejected you, and your value is not determined by those who could not love you properly. You are deeply loved, you are chosen, and you are entirely worthy. I never left you, not even for a single second. I was holding you in the darkest hours of the night, when you thought you would completely break under the weight of your sorrow. The silence you felt during your grieving was not my absence. It was the quiet, sacred space where I was doing my deepest healing work within your soul. Now I need you to lift your eyes, because a massive spiritual shift is coming into your life. The divine reward I have been preparing is stepping out of the shadows. I am actively opening doors that no man, no enemy, and no past mistake can ever shut. The relationships that failed were merely the shedding of dead weight so that you could soar. The people I am bringing into your next chapter will not only recognize your true value, but they will actively celebrate the anointing on your life. Your breakthrough is near, and it will be so magnificent that it will completely wash away the bitter taste of your past rejections. Stay anchored in my love, for heaven is moving on your behalf right at this very moment. My child, as we step into this new season together, there is one crucial instruction I need you to follow. You must completely release the bitterness. I know how deeply they hurt you, and I know the profound sense of injustice that still lingers in your mind. You want them to understand the pain they caused, and a part of you is waiting for an apology that may never come. But I am asking you to let go of that heavy burden right now. Do not let the resentment take root in your spirit, because bitterness is a poison that will only contaminate the beautiful future I am actively building for you. I need your hands to be completely empty of the past so that I can fill them with the extraordinary blessings of your future. If you continue to hold on tightly to the memory of how they walked away, you will not have the space to carry the divine reward I am sending your way. I am calling you to a higher level of faith, a level where you can look back at the people who broke your heart and sincerely forgive them. You do this not because they deserve it, but because you absolutely deserve true peace. The enemy wants you chained to anger, but I am breaking those chains right now and declaring total emotional freedom over your life. Always remember, the pain you survived was shaping you, not destroying you. Every moment of suffering was a tool of refinement, burning away the things that were not meant to last and purifying your heart for what is coming. You survived because I never let go of you, even when you felt entirely alone and abandoned. I was your shield when the arrows of rejection were flying, and I am your ultimate vindicator today. You do not need to defend yourself or prove your worth to anyone who walked away. My grace is your defense, and my unwavering love is your eternal foundation. Stay close in prayer during this transition and deeply trust in my timing. Keep your eyes fixed on my promises and do not let the enemy pull you back into the dark valleys of overthinking and anxiety. The doors I am opening for you cannot be shut, but you must walk through them with a pure and unburdened heart. The breakthrough is closer than you realize, and it will be more glorious than you ever dared to hope. Rest in my presence and prepare yourself for the magnificent reward that is about to unfold. My child, as you stand on the very threshold of this glorious new beginning, I want to reveal the true nature of the divine reward I am sending you. You have spent so many long nights wondering if your prayers simply disappeared into the empty air, if your tears were completely ignored by heaven. But I tell you right now, every single prayer was recorded and every tear was carefully collected. The waiting season you just endured felt incredibly long, and there were days you genuinely thought I had forgotten you. But you must deeply understand this fundamental truth. What felt like a painful delay was absolutely not a denial. The delay was simply the time required to build a blessing so massive that it could never be contained in your old life. The divine reward I am actively releasing to you right now is multifaceted and profound. First, I am completely restoring your inner peace, a sacred peace that surpasses all human understanding. The anxiety that used to wake you up in the middle of the night, the endless overthinking that kept your mind racing about why they walked away, I am silencing it all right now. In its place, I am planting a deep, unshakable confidence in my love for you. You will no longer question your worth or frantically look for validation in the eyes of broken people. Your identity is now permanently anchored in me. Secondly, I am bringing powerful, divine connections into your life. The people who walked away left a painful void, but I am filling that void with individuals who carry my spirit, my grace, and my genuine love. I am sending you relationships that are firmly rooted in destiny, not in toxic dependency. These new connections will not drain your spiritual energy or demand that you shrink yourself to fit their fragile egos. Instead, they will fiercely protect your heart, actively celebrate your anointing, and walk closely beside you as you confidently step into the calling I have placed upon your life. Finally, I am opening doors of opportunity that have been tightly locked for years. The enemy tried desperately to convince you that your best days walked out the door when they left, but I am declaring that your greatest chapter is beginning right now. Jesus says, "What was stolen from you, your joy, your wasted time, your shattered confidence, will be restored to you multiplied. The fierce battle you fought did not destroy you. It only prepared your spirit to carry the immense weight of my glory. Lift your head, my beloved. The silence has broken, the harsh wilderness is firmly behind you, and your divine reward is finally here. Step forward with absolute courage, for I never left you, and I am walking right beside you into this beautiful new season. My beloved child, as you take your very first steps into this entirely new chapter, I must give you one final, crucial piece of guidance. There will be moments in the coming days when the magnitude of my blessing feels almost too good to be true. When the doors start opening, when the right people begin stepping into your life, and when the heavy anxiety is finally replaced by profound, unexplainable peace, the enemy will try to whisper his oldest lie. He will try to tell you that you do not deserve this joy, that it is only temporary, or that the pain is bound to return. When that happens, I need you to silence those lies immediately with my absolute truth. You are deeply, eternally worthy of this divine reward. You did not earn this by being perfect. You received this because you were faithful in the middle of the fire. You held on to my hand when your entire world felt completely dark. Therefore, I command you to walk into this new season with your head held high. Do not shrink yourself back down to fit into the old, narrow spaces you used to occupy. Do not apologize for the anointing, the favor, and the absolute radiance that you are about to carry. The grace upon your life right now is undeniable, and even those who walked away will have to watch from a distance as I elevate you to the very places they tried to keep you out of. This is the season where your unwavering faith finally becomes sight. You are going to look around and realize that every tear, every sleepless night, and every moment of crushing heartbreak was actually the raw material I used to build your greatest testimony. What you thought was the tragic end of your story was merely the necessary prologue to your ultimate victory. The pages of your life are turning right now, and the ink is flowing directly from my own hand. No one can erase what I am writing for you. From this exact moment forward, I declare complete and total restoration over your mind, your physical body, your finances, and your relationships. The harsh wilderness is officially behind you. The long, exhausting night is over, and your glorious morning has finally arrived. If you truly believe this, if you are fully ready to let go of the past and embrace the magnificent future I have designed for you, type "I receive my divine reward today" in the comments. Let this be your spiritual declaration. Save this message, return to it whenever a shadow of doubt tries to creep in, and share it with someone who also desperately needs to hear my voice today. I love you with an everlasting love, and I am so incredibly proud of the warrior you have become. My beloved child, as you stand firmly in the brilliant light of this new morning, I want you to look back at the harsh wilderness one final time. Do not look back with longing, and do not look back with bitter regret. Look back only to see how incredibly far I have brought you. The people who walked away thought they were leaving you in permanent ruins, but they were actually leaving you directly in the hands of the master builder. They expected you to crumble under the heavy weight of their sudden absence, but instead, you rose up with a spiritual strength that can only come from heaven. You are standing tall today because my grace was the invisible fortress, keeping you entirely safe when the brutal storms of rejection tried to tear you apart. Now I want to reveal the profound, eternal purpose behind the intense pain you just endured. The breaking of your heart was not just about removing the wrong people. It was about massively expanding your capacity to hold the immense glory I am about to pour into your life. A vessel that has never been broken cannot let the divine light shine through its cracks. Your deepest wounds have been completely healed by my hands, and those very scars are now radiating my unfailing love. I allowed you to experience that profound heartbreak so that you would intimately know how to comfort others who are walking through their own dark valleys. Your powerful testimony is going to become a vital lifeline for someone else who feels completely abandoned. The magnificent reward I am sending you is overflowing. I am preparing a grand table before you in the presence of those who doubted you and in the presence of those who walked away. But the most beautiful part of this divine reward is this: when you sit at that table, you will be so completely consumed by my overwhelming love and unexplainable peace that you will not even care who is watching. Your heart will no longer seek their validation, and you will no longer wait for their apologies. You have been entirely set free from the heavy, suffocating chains of human approval. As the magnificent blessings begin to rapidly manifest in your daily life, the right relationships, the open doors, and the unprecedented favor, I ask only one thing: keep your eyes firmly fixed on me, the Blesser. Do not ever forget the quiet, sacred intimacy we shared in the dark wilderness. The same unwavering faith that powerfully pulled you through the devastating night is the exact faith that will sustain you in this glorious new day. Walk boldly in your new authority, my child. The abundant harvest is finally here, and it is entirely yours to claim. My child, now that the heavy chains of the past have been completely shattered, there is a profound new assignment I am placing upon your life. The enemy did not just want to break your heart when he used those people to betray and abandon you. His ultimate goal was to completely silence your voice. He knew that if you ever realized the true power of your testimony, you would become an unstoppable force for my kingdom. He wanted you to shrink back into the shadows, consumed by deep shame, believing that your brokenness permanently disqualified you from being used by me. But look closely at what I have done. I have taken the very thing the enemy meant to destroy you and turned it into your greatest message of triumph. The profound healing and divine reward you are experiencing right now are not meant to be kept hidden. I am anointing your words with a new, undeniably fierce authority. When you speak now, you will not speak from a place of unhealed wounds, victimhood, or bitter resentment. You will speak directly from the mountain peak of absolute victory. There are people out there right now who are walking through the exact same dark wilderness you just survived. They are crying the same tears, feeling the same crushing loneliness, and desperately wondering if anyone understands their pain. I'm going to use your powerful story to pull them out of the dark. Your healed scars will be the undeniable proof they need that I am a restorer of broken things. You used to wonder why your path had to be so exceptionally difficult, why you had to endure burning fires that others never even had to touch. It is because I was forging a compassionate leader. I was training a spiritual warrior who intimately knows the harsh terrain of the valley and is not afraid to reach back to rescue others. The people who walked away from you could never ever carry this specific mantle. It was exclusively tailored for your shoulders. As I pour out this divine reward, the incredible open doors, the newfound peace and the divine connections, I want you to walk forward with absolute boldness. Do not ever let anyone make you feel guilty for walking proudly in the immense grace I have given you. This is not pride, this is holy confidence. You paid a tremendous unseen price in the Spirit to carry this anointing. So lift up your voice, my beloved. Share the depths of my goodness, and let your restored life be a blinding light to everyone around you. If you are truly ready to step into this powerful new calling and let your testimony change lives, type, "I am ready to be used by God" in the comments below. Keep your heart humble before me, but keep your spirit fierce against the darkness. Walk in your divine reward today, for I am with you always. My beloved child, there is one final, invisible string connecting you to the heavy pain of your past, and today I am stepping in to cut it completely. You have spent so much time waiting for an apology that has never come. Deep in your heart, you have been secretly hoping for closure, waiting for the people who walked away to finally realize the depth of the pain they caused you. You want them to acknowledge your true worth, to admit their mistakes, and to validate the countless tears you cried in secret. But I am asking you today to completely release the desperate need for their validation. You are waiting for healing to come from the very hands that broke you, but healing does not come from them. Healing comes from me alone. I need you to deeply understand that the people who abandoned you are simply not equipped to give you the closure you are so desperately seeking. They walked away because they were broken, blinded by their own pride, and entirely incapable of understanding the massive spiritual calling I have placed upon your life. If you continue to wait for them to finally understand you, you will remain permanently chained to a chapter of your life that I have already closed. I did not rescue you from that toxic environment just so you could spend your bright future looking backward, waiting for an apology from the ghosts of your past. I am your ultimate closure. My unfailing love for you is the only validation your spirit will ever need to move forward. You must deeply know that I am your fierce vindicator. You do not ever need to defend yourself, explain your pure heart, or frantically prove your worth to anyone who actively chose to misunderstand you. When you step fully into the magnificent divine reward I am pouring out upon you right now, your completely transformed life will be the greatest response you could ever give. The unprecedented favor, the deep peace, and the abundant joy I am crowning you with will speak volumes louder than any argument you could ever make. They will eventually see the glorious light radiating from you, and they will realize that the person they carelessly walked away from was secretly protected and elevated by the King of Kings. But the most beautiful part of this divine vindication is that when it finally happens, your heart will be so completely filled with my perfect love that you will not even care if they notice. You will be entirely unbothered by the fleeting opinions of those who could not see your value. I am permanently removing the bitter sting of their rejection and replacing it with the absolute certainty of my divine acceptance. So, drop the heavy burden of waiting for an apology. Release the need to be understood by those who left. Wipe your tears, stand up tall, and walk confidently into the brilliant future I have prepared for you. You do not need their sorry, because you already have my highest blessing. Your greatest days are unfolding right now, my beloved child. Now that you have finally released the heavy weight of your past and surrendered the desperate need for their apologies, I want you to prepare your spirit for the sheer speed of what is coming next. For so long you have been trapped in an agonizing season of waiting. You have watched others pass you by, celebrating their victories and receiving their blessings, while you stood seemingly still, silently wondering when your turn would finally come. But I am telling you today, the waiting room is officially closed. You are now stepping into the glorious season of suddenly. The divine acceleration of my grace is firmly upon your life. What took other people decades to build through their own exhausting human effort, I am going to manifest in your life in a fraction of the time. The heavy doors that have been rusted shut for years are going to swing wide open with a single quiet whisper from my mouth. I want you to fully realize the massive spiritual magnitude of what you just accomplished. The devastating pain you endured, the relentless rejection you faced, and the bitter isolation you survived were not just about your individual journey. The people who walked away from you and the toxic environments I pulled you out of were actually part of an ancient, destructive cycle. For generations there has been a deep pattern of rejection, of settling for less, and of profound emotional brokenness running through your bloodline. The enemy thought he could use that exact same cycle to completely crush you. But when you chose to forgive in the middle of your breaking, when you chose to blindly trust me instead of letting your heart turn to stone, you did not just heal your own life. You picked up a spiritual hammer and entirely shattered that generational curse forever. The pain officially stops with you. Because you have successfully broken that dark cycle, the magnificent reward I am bringing you will not look like anything you have ever experienced before. I am completely rewriting the blueprint of your future. Do not try to force my new, overflowing blessings into your old, narrow expectations. You must radically expand your vision right now. When the right people finally step into your life, they will not love you with the fragile, conditional love you are so used to. They will love you with a fierce, unwavering loyalty that reflects my own heart. When the spiritual and financial breakthroughs suddenly flood in, do not panic and do not sabotage them by thinking it is somehow a mistake. It is absolutely not a mistake. You have been perfectly trained in the dark for this exact moment in the brilliant light. The heavy spiritual warfare over your mind is finished, and the fierce battle for your true identity has been entirely won. You are stepping into a profound era of rapid restoration. Breathe deeply, my child. Keep your hands wide open. Keep your heart exceptionally soft, and watch how quickly heaven is about to move on your behalf. My beloved child, as you step fully into this era of rapid restoration and divine acceleration, there is a profound new wisdom I must impart to you. The harsh wilderness taught you how to survive the darkest nights, but this glorious new season will teach you how to sustain the light. When the massive blessings begin to pour in, when your finances suddenly shift, when destiny-aligned relationships blossom, and when the exact opportunities you prayed for land at your feet, you must remain entirely grounded. The enemy knows he has lost the battle. He knows he can no longer break you with bitter isolation or crushing rejection. So his strategy will immediately change. He will try to completely distract you with the abundance. He will attempt to make you so busy managing the new blessings that you forget to sit quietly with the blesser. Do not let this happen. The deep, sacred intimacy we built together in the dark valley must remain your absolute anchor on the mountaintop. As my unmerited favor becomes undeniably visible upon your life, you will begin to notice something else. People who carelessly walked away during your hardest season might suddenly try to return. They will see the radiant glow of your success, the profound peace you carry, and they will want immediate access to the beautiful harvest they did not help you plant. Listen to my voice very carefully right now. You are commanded to forgive them, but you are absolutely not obligated to give them a seat at your new table. Protect your newfound peace fiercely. Establishing firm boundaries is not a sign of stubborn unforgiveness. It is a profound sign of holy stewardship. I have personally entrusted you with a fragile, magnificent new beginning, and you must rigorously guard it against anyone or anything that carries the toxic frequency of your past. Do not let guilt manipulate you into reopening doors that I intentionally sealed shut for your ultimate protection. There will inevitably be days when the sheer volume of my goodness simply overwhelms you. You might even feel a brief wave of imposter syndrome, looking around at your transformed life and wondering if you are truly capable of holding the immense weight of what I am giving you. In those specific moments, I want you to place your hand over your heart, take a deep breath, and remember this eternal truth. I do not call the qualified. I qualify the called. The relentless fire you just walked through successfully burned away all your earthly limitations. You are completely ready. You are deeply worthy. Keep your spirit exceptionally quiet before me. In the midst of all the upcoming victories, fiercely maintain your secret place of prayer. The world will try to rush you into constant motion, but I want you to walk calmly at the steady pace of my grace. You survived the brutal famine, my beloved. Now, it is time for you to learn how to gracefully feast. My beloved child, as we draw closer to the culmination of this profound message, there is one final heavy burden I need you to completely surrender into my hands. You have bravely released the bitter past. You have let go of the people who walked away, and you have finally stopped waiting for the apologies that will never come. But I see your heart, and I know there is still a quiet, lingering anxiety hiding in the corners of your mind. You are looking at the magnificent future I have promised you, and you are secretly exhausting yourself trying to figure out the exact details of how and when it will all happen. You are still trying to control the blueprint. Today, I am asking you to completely surrender the timeline and the process. I have given you the promise, but you must let me orchestrate the perfect execution. I know that your desire to control comes from a place of deep trauma. When people dropped you, when life felt utterly chaotic and unsafe, you learned to rely entirely on yourself. You built a massive fortress of overthinking to protect your heart from future disappointments. But listen to me. You do not need that heavy armor anymore. I am your fortress now. You do not have to frantically connect the dots of your destiny, because I have already drawn the entire map. When you try to force my divine blessings into your limited human timeline, you only rob yourself of the profound peace I want you to experience right now. I am inviting you into the absolute highest form of spiritual warfare, the warfare of perfect rest. When you intentionally rest in my presence, you actively declare to the enemy that you fully trust your vindicator. Hear my voice and let this eternal truth anchor your soul forever. My promises to you are absolutely irrevocable. The humans who walked away from you made promises they simply could not keep, because human love is inherently fragile and flawed. But my covenant with you is forged in eternity. The mountains may literally shift, and the hills may completely disappear, but my unfailing love and my divine favor will never ever be removed from your life. What I have spoken over your destiny cannot be cancelled by your past mistakes. It cannot be hindered by your current circumstances, and it certainly cannot be blocked by the people who rejected you. When I say that your season of breakthrough is here, heaven and earth must align to make it happen. You are standing on holy ground now, my child. The spiritual atmosphere around your life has permanently shifted. I want you to take a deep, physical breath right now and exhale all the remaining worry about your tomorrow. Let the supernatural peace of heaven completely wash over your racing mind. You do not need to figure everything out today. You only need to follow my guiding voice one step at a time. The master builder is finishing the spectacular work in your life, and the final result will leave you in absolute awe. Lay down your heavy thoughts. Rest your weary spirit. The heavy lifting is completely finished, and your beautiful, abundant harvest is entirely secure in my hands. My beloved child, we have reached the end of this profound message, but we are only at the very beginning of your spectacular new life. You stayed with me until these final words because your discerning spirit knew this was exactly what you needed to hear today. You did not scroll away because your heart was starving for the absolute truth, and today your spirit has been completely fed. The heavy burdens you carried when you first started listening to this message have already been lifted off your shoulders. As we close this sacred time together, I am releasing a final, sweeping blessing over every single area of your existence. I speak absolute divine health over your physical body right now. Any sickness, exhausting fatigue, or lingering stress that the dark wilderness left behind is being permanently washed away by my healing light. I declare unprecedented financial overflow into your home. The years the enemy tried to steal from you, the resources that were unfairly drained by people who walked away, are being restored to you in staggering abundance. I speak a profound, unbreakable peace over your mind, your sleep, and your entire household. The heavy atmosphere of anxiety has been entirely shattered. You successfully passed the absolute hardest test, my child. You walked directly through the blazing fire, and you did not burn. You only glowed brighter. You faced the crushing waves of isolation and rejection, but you did not drown. You learned how to walk on the water with me. The people who selfishly walked away from you only made room for the powerful angels I have now dispatched to fiercely protect and dramatically elevate you. Your bitter tears have officially been turned into an eternal triumph. As you step back into your daily life today, I need you to walk differently. Walk with the holy, unshakable posture of a spiritual champion. Keep your head lifted high, your shoulders back, and your heart wide open to receive the massive harvest. Do not let the enemy steal this powerful word from your spirit the moment you walk away. When sudden doubt tries to creep in during the quiet hours of tonight, simply whisper, "My name." Rest your head on your pillow and remember the eternal covenant we just sealed together. If you receive every single word of this prophetic message, if you are fully stepping into your divine reward today and leaving the bitter past behind forever, I want you to powerfully seal it by typing this declaration in the comments right now. I claim my divine breakthrough, and I trust God's perfect plan. Save this video, return to it whenever you need my comfort, and share it with someone who is still crying in the dark, so they too can find this glorious light. I love you with an everlasting, unconditional love. The painful waiting is officially over. Welcome to your beautiful new season.